This week we try out 4 different park-ups in the Cairngorms, experience some lovely walks in the early autumn sunshine, and finally take a ride on a chairlift to Summit and Munro and reflect on how lucky we are. But first, welcome to our channel. We are Kath, Sue and Fudge. After retiring almost 3 years ago, we moved into our motorhome and have been travelling in the UK ever since. Recently, we've taken the plunge and sold our house and are looking forward to the next chapter. So why not join us to see what life has in store? Good morning. You find us in a very noisy Tesco's car park. But this week we've decided to do a number of different park-ups. So the key for us is going to be able to find places to empty our toilet. Now we do carry an extra cassette, but what we've seen in Scotland is there seem to be quite a few local authority Elsan points, which we think is absolutely fantastic for van life. So we're going to be trying to be off-grid a little bit more without having to stop on campsites in between times. Let's see how we get on. Now this is our chosen park up for the night. Now it's not free, it's a car park at a place called Linn of Dee. And motorhomes are allowed to stay here overnight. There are some portaloos, so you can use the toilets here. There's nowhere to dump your waste, which brings me back on to the fact that we did find somewhere to dump our chemical toilet en route. It was in the town of Grantown-on-Spey, where the local authority there, the town council, have put in an Elsan point near the public toilets. We are going to be here for at least 24 hours, so we're going to have an explore of this area. And this car park is situated on the Mar Lodge estate, and it's actually a nature reserve, and it's a stone's throw from the River Dee, which I'm just about to wander off to. Well, this is a bit of a nice surprise, isn't it? Now, if you've watched this channel for a while, you will realise one of the YouTube creators that I follow is Susie B Travels. She's a warden at Glenmore campsite. And recently I watched her walk the Larry Grew, or at least part of it. And look, signpost behind me there. You could walk from here all the way to Aviemore by Glen Dee and the Larry Grew. It's just a mere 32 kilometres. Portaloos, our van. I'm back now with my rock star wife. Oh, you've got your shorts on?
Hello, boiling. After cleaning the van.
We've woken up to another glorious Scottish morning, and it's forecast to be quite sunny most of the day. So we've mapped a route. We're not taking any big mountains today, but we have mapped an 8-miler, which I think is going to be quite undulating, a little bit hilly in places, pass a few bodies of water and little lochans, and some fairly good viewpoints. It seems that no matter where we go in Scotland, we cannot avoid a waterfall. Now, I've checked on the map, and I think where we're at the moment is the Salmon Ladder. So no doubt an area where the salmon come up every year. Back to their breeding grounds. Does it go over the mountains?
Yeah, it does. Well, it looks as if it goes over, but I don't think it's going up to any of the big peaks over there.
nice, Fudge. And what I've found, the thing about Scotland, particularly where we are at the moment, the Cairngorms, they are so vast that 9 times out of 10, most walks you do, you will, for a big portion of the walk, be the only other people doing it. The only people doing it, not other people. What am I talking about? You can tell I'm tired already. This is our lunch stop then. Fudge, you a warm girl today? What have you spotted, Fudge? What is it? Is it a duck? Just goes to show, doesn't it? You don't need to do the massive big peaks to have a really, really nice walk. After walking through that lovely glen, we're now heading round the corner and back uphill into some woods, and actually really welcome for the shade. Well, that wasn't a bad walk at all. 8 miles, it's a loop. None of it is too difficult. There are some steeper sections, but none of it's too difficult. And it says it should take about 4 hours. It's taken us about 4 3/4, but that includes a stop for lunch. But you know what? It doesn't matter. If it took you 8 hours, just take your time. It's beautiful. We've left our last park up and we're now in Braemar in a car park which is free. So we'll get a chance tomorrow to have a mooch around Braemar before we move on. And also there's toilets in this car park and there's a fresh water tap. There's nowhere for your grey waste or your black waste, but we're okay for probably another couple of days. But there is a campsite in Braemar where you can pay £5 to dump your waste, grey and black, and fill with water. So I expect we'll be doing that tomorrow. Morning. We have another absolutely gorgeous day in Scotland. I just can't believe it's Scotland. And of course we are literally in the centre of Braemar. So that's where we're going to go right now. I stand by you in your... I know I keep saying this, but it really is quite hard to believe we're in Scotland that people are sitting outside having coffee and cakes.
We can make it together. What goes up must come down. There's lots of friendly faces all around, and nothing's ever lifting me higher.
Now just crossing the river that runs right through the centre of Braemar. And it's just as gorgeous as all the other rivers and waterfalls we've seen.
On through the night, as long as we are watching the fire, we'll be safe from the devil's choir. I stand by you when you're falling, when the river is calling. I said I love you forever. We can make it together.
for diversity, gifts, pharmacy, newsagent.
That's all. Seems like nothing comes for free. And it won't take a lot. Your fragile soul will soon be strong.
Well, Sue and I are heading now to the ground where they have the Braemar Highland Games every year. And you may have heard of this one, because this is the one that the royal family often go to when they're holidaying at Balmoral. Rather a grand setting, isn't it? It's almost like a football stadium with the tiered seating. This is the arena where the games will commence. They've already had them this year. It's the first Saturday in September every year.
Breaks my heart seeing you struggle with the things you do.
Doesn't she look beautiful in that picture? Now, the Highland Games have been at Braemar for many, many years, going back to, I think, the 9th or 10th century. But it was made famous in 1848 when Queen Victoria came here for the first time. And since then, the reigning monarch has been to almost every Games here at Braemar ever since.
You're falling when the river is calling.
Well, we're just parked in a lay-by. This is just going to be a lunch stop because we're heading off to Balmoral. This is our park up for the night. We're at the Balmoral Castle car park. Well, I think we're within the grounds of the Balmoral estate now. It certainly seems that way by virtue of lots of signs.
Nothing could ever keep.
So we've come across this and thought, I wonder whether this is it, but we don't think it is, because it was who? Princess Beatrice married to Maurice somebody in 1885. Princess Beatrice married to Prince Henry Maurice in 1855. 1885.
23rd of July, 1885.
Is that when they got married, or was that when that cairn was erected? When they got married, okay. So there you go. So we don't think that's the one, and the path continues a bit further.
Drifting so far apart, and I know we both meant to be a brand new start. I saw you walking and talking with another guy,
And this is the view from the backside of the pyramid. Well, I can't really call it the backside. From one side of the pyramid. Well, the story that goes with this pyramid is a real romance. Well, sad romantic story. Queen Victoria was absolutely besotted with her Prince Albert, and when he died, she erected this. And as you probably know, she pretty much wore black. In fact, I think she did wear black because she was in mourning for the rest of her life. So, Fudge, what do you think of that pyramid, eh? Well, we had a lovely peaceful night last night in the car park next to Balmoral Castle. There are some designated motorhome parking bays, but this time of year don't think it really mattered because there were motorhomes in different bays as well. We're off now to our fourth and final park up of this video. What I should also say is we couldn't find anywhere en route where we could do a big shop. So we are going back into Braemar to do a little shop because we've only got one night to cater for. Well, I thought we were going to Braemar for shopping, but Sue has a grand plan as always, and we're going to walk the route that she ran yesterday. Look at that house there. How cool would it be to live there? Well, so far this route is really lovely, and we're walking now to a viewpoint. Now there is a little bit of a climb on this walk, but not too much at all, and Sue estimates that it's going to be about a 2-mile circular route. Well, we've been enjoying this walk so much that we've actually missed a viewpoint which is marked on the route, so we're heading back to see if we can pick that up so we can show you. Well, we weren't totally crazy, we didn't miss this viewpoint. Our walk didn't actually take us past it, but we've tracked our way back, and I'm glad we have, because you do get quite a magnificent view from here. So this walk takes in a underground bunker. Now this one was built in 1961, but in 1947, after the end of World War II and the start of the Cold War, apparently the Royal Observer Corps, who'd originally been used to look out for enemy aircraft, were reassigned to these underground bunkers, which were there to be able to measure the fallout of radiation or bomb blasts. And they were here for a very long time. And what we've heard is that local residents of all of these villages were given money by the MOD to build these on behalf of the Royal Observer Corps, so they could be positioned in here. And we're parked in the car park today, which is right beside the visitor centre here. It's free to park there. You're not allowed to park overnight, but it's free to park there during the day. So we're nearly back at the van. Here we are, back in the car park. And there's the van. Well, this is our park up for the night, and I'm really excited because this is the Glen Shee ski centre, and one of the lifts the chairlift is open. So I'm going to go up now and see whether I've got time to get up and down before it closes this afternoon. So I've got my ticket and I'm ready to get on the chairlift. That's it, I'm on my way. Gosh, last time I was on a chairlift was in January of 2020, very soon, probably the week before the first cases of COVID started to be reported in Italy. It actually does feel just a little bit weird on a ski lift with green grass rather than white snow underneath. And on such a warm day, I mean, I'm wearing my shorts still. So if you want to get to the very summit of whatever mountain this is that I'm on, I'll have to have a look at that. There is still a short walk from the top of the chairlift to get to the absolute summit of the mountain. Well, this is it. I made it to the top. There's some aerials and masts up here, so it's not the prettiest summit, but oh my God, just look at that view. I am absolutely blown away by this view. It is, I personally don't have the words to describe this. You know, magnificent, beautiful, spectacular, awesome, breathtaking. I'm sure there's lots of bigger, cleverer words, but all of those, every single one of those, need to be used to describe something like this. You know, it's hard to really describe what it feels like to be sat here all alone. I feel like a pinprick on the universe, when I'm here. And these mountains have stood here for hundreds of thousands of years. It is an utter privilege to be here in this moment. I don't know which one it is, but somewhere over there is Cairngorm and Ben McDewey. Can't see myself wanting to leave here. It's absolutely amazing. Well, this is the bit that Sue wouldn't like, the coming down. Just thought I'd let you know we had a really peaceful night at the Glen Shee ski centre. It was £12 to stay the night, but that included electric hookup, although we have seen that others have stayed the night on the car park and you just pay £5 to park for the day. But I think that's a great place to end the video. I hope you enjoy some of the footage from the drone flights. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.